What was it like working for Lego?
Well, it's good to get paid, so it was fun. It's something you can do fairly inexpensively, so it's not often you get paid to play with Legos, so I enjoy doing that.
Was it different from Bound?
I was doing everything on my own projects for Lego, so I had to do all the compositing and the editing and all that. With Bound, I'm just a lowly animator, and so I don't really have to worry about all the other stuff.
How did you get connected with the Tolls?
They contacted me, I think it was in 2009 or 2010, asking questions. They'd seen my Winston Churchill Escape from Pretoria film, and they had some questions on how I did lip sync and stuff like that, and so they contacted me by Facebook, and we've been friends since then, though I didn't actually meet them until this year in the summertime.
What's your favorite thing about working on this project?
Tell a good story. It's compelling, and you know, this is a nice basement down here. I can kind of sit in my chair and play with Lego.
What's your least favorite thing?
Sitting in this chair. Yeah, it gets tiring, but probably the least favorite thing would be redoing shots or bumping the camera or you know, breaking something on the set.
Yeah, that's not fun. What's the most difficult project you've ever done?
The most difficult project I've done would probably be my Flight of the Bumble Thieves video I did for Lego. It's had 2 airplanes and large scale sets, miniature sets, extensions, stuff like that. It was very complicated. A lot of blue screen. So and a limited time frame to do it in. So that was the toughest.
Did it get frustrating?
Yeah. I didn't get much sleep.
What was one of the main things that made it so hard?
The hours put in. Just long days. Well, probably the hardest thing about that film was all the planes. The stop motion doesn't lend itself well to flight.
No,
and so the camera rigs, the blue screening, all that on a limited time frame was the hardest thing.
What's the longest project you've ever done?
Winston Churchill was 30 minutes. That was really hard. It took 9 months to do. So yeah, that would definitely be the hardest.
What makes you interested in what you do?
I like good storytelling, and Lego is a compelling medium. I think people relate to it really well, and so being able to connect with an audience on a small scale even is compelling to me, and so it interests me.
What was the first project you ever did?
First project was a recreation of the Battle of Helm's Deep. The first time I did it twice, but the first time I did it very low res on a webcam, and it took 3 days to do. But I had built this model, and then I wanted to show it off, and so I had a webcam, and which I figured out could take pictures in sequence, and so I did a rough stop motion, and that kind of started it all.
You get started and which one specifically?
Specifically, I watched the making of The Fellowship of the Ring, and I was really impressed with their visual effects, and I wanted to do some sort of visual effects, but I didn't have any footage, didn't have a video camera, and so the only way to generate footage was stop motion, and so I started playing around with that so I could do computer effects.
What made you decide you want to animate?
I figured I could make mediocre at best live video, or I could do high quality stop motion, and I preferred to do the high quality with limited people, budget, cameras. It was a more efficient medium for me, and then I kind of stuck with it.
What's your inspiration?
My inspiration? Well, recently my inspiration has been monetary. I wasn't animating for quite a while. I had a real job, and and then these Lego projects came up, and which offered funding, and that, you know, given the opportunity, that was very inspiring.
Okay, so you have a YouTube channel. What are some of the videos you have on there?
The biggest video I have on YouTube is my Battle for Helm's Deep. I haven't checked it recently, but it had 1.5 million views not too long ago, which is surprising and gratifying. It's my first major piece, and so but it seems people seem to really like it, so I keep it up there.
What made the Battle of Helm's Deep so popular?
I think it was the humor. I think seeing a big battle with Lego. It had a terrific soundtrack, which of course I didn't create. But I think people could really compare the live action to the stop motion, and they're pretty close. But I think people identified with it.
How many brick films have you worked on altogether?
Films I've done, I did 5 last year, short 2-minute ones. Bound, 6, Helm's Deep, 7, Winston Churchill, 8, probably 8 films, and then a few little projects. I did a couple commercials as well, you know, 30-second bits.
How would you encourage someone who is just getting into brick film animation?
There's a lot of technological resources available today for cheap that were not available when I started. So the equipment is easy to get. Basic cameras, webcams will do fantastic jobs for entry level. The hard part is sitting down and animating. So I would recommend telling short, funny stories to get into stop motion, because it's tedious. But if it's funny, if it's short, you can put it together, you can show your friends, that will be encouraging as an animator. So I would recommend short and funny to start with.
Thank you, Sam.